Hello, good day everyone. Let's get in the boat to see the houses of rich and famous in Fort Lauderdale.
Girls. Look at the grass between us and the girls' school. The models used to go out there and sunbathe, and for some reason, the Carrie B seemed to break down a lot right about here. Condo here for just about $50,000. That would be back in 1970. Right now, they're about $300,000 and not very big either. Runway 84. You gotta sell a lot of people to live there. He does. Back over to your left-hand side, you're gonna see something that looks like a tiki hut. But here in South Florida, they're actually called cheeky huts. They're built by the Seminole Indians. If you have a Seminole Indian build your cheeky hut, you don't need a permit. Dolphins down here. Wayne Huizenga owned the team back then. We'll talk a lot about Wayne because, as you'll see, this was Wayne's world. Over to your right, the white dock sticking out and the pool out front of the house. Wayne owned that house. He would let his head coaches of the Miami Dolphins live there for free if they wanted to. The last one to do that, Nick Saban. Movie Cape Fear with Robert De Niro and Nick Nolte. Pulled out the palm trees, put in pine trees, painted it white, and made it look like North Carolina. Now you might be wondering, why did they film a movie to look like North Carolina here? Well, at the time, Nick Nolte lived Tarpon Bend. Over to your left-hand side, you'll see an empty lot. Unfortunately, just weeks ago, they knocked down the Bell family's house. The Bell family started Taco Bell. We called that the Taco Bell house. So unfortunately, not there anymore. Over to your right-hand side, here comes the Harry Potter house. Wayne Huizenga paid the people from Universal Orlando to come down, design, and build this house for $26 million about Hollywood. Anybody help pay for that one? And let's down the property here. Off to your right, you're going to see a little green building with a brown door out front. That's where the tractor goes in and out. That's the gardener's place. And the last piece of the property down there is the theater. Wayne started a whole bunch of companies. A tower downtown called One Financial Plaza. Staying on our left-hand side, you'll see the next property coming up with rocks out front, but no house. Staying on our left-hand side, you're going to see the modern house here. That was built about 7 years ago for $11.5 million. Today, just went up for sale for $50 million. Now, ladies, this is a bachelor billionaire, just turned 45 years old. And he is waiting for you. I'm not sure if that's true. Unfortunately, just weeks ago, they knocked this one down. This was another famous house on the tour. Andy Griffith's old vacation home was right here. Married, his sister became his brother-in-law. They started waste management together. Wayne borrowed $8,000 from his sister to buy an old trash truck. Harris and Wayne would run that trash truck around together, collecting trash themselves until the company got bigger. Then Wayne made Harris the general manager for many years. And the yellow house right next to this one, Pam Huizenga's old place. She sold that about 10 years ago. It's been bought and sold a few times in between. The current owners paid about $28 million, moved in about 9 months ago. Now, this place has 8 bedrooms. 8 bedrooms. How many bathrooms do you think it has? 16 bathrooms over there. Yep,
Oh, wow.
16 bathroom owner, different properties. They're going to build a bigger house on the empty lot. The current house will become the guest house when that's finished. This is the former CEO of Kohl's department stores. Anybody on the boat ever shop at Kohl's? Yeah. Anybody ever use Kohl's cash? Yeah? Look what they bought when you ride by and see things you can't unsee over here.
That's the ship I got. This one's under construction.
Look over to your right-hand side. About 8 years ago, for $19 million, they had to rough it in there for about 5 years, waiting for the big house to be done there. He sold it for $23 million a few years ago. And by the way, this place has 9 bathrooms. building. It's Nova Southeastern University. As we go by the other side, you're going to see a name scribbled on the side of the building. It's Guy Harvey. He's the guy that paints the fish scenes, puts them on t-shirts and paintings and things. Now, a flow rider costs anywhere between $800,000 to $5 million, depending on the flow rider. They put them on the back of cruise ships sometimes, water parks, and this house. The kids that live or lived in this house got that for a Christmas present about 10 years ago. Now, on your right-hand side, you're going to see a beach. This beach named after the lady who created it. It's called Wilma Beach. Hurricane Wilma came in and blew this sand up here. Now, at first, these people were not too happy about that because they used to have deep water dockage here. As we go around the corner, you're going to see a bunch of empty docks halfway to the bridge. The sand went that way. They're high and dry. Now, they all got together. They asked the Corps of Engineers to dredge this. Good thing for them because the 66 well hit, so they called the company Phillips 66. This tower is all about 66. I'll give you a few of the many examples. 66 spikes on top at an angle of 66 degrees, 66 points around those spikes, 66 lights around the points, 66 balconies, 66 windows on each side, 66 seconds in the elevator from the first floor to the top. The top is a restaurant that rotates once every 66 minutes, and many more 66s throughout the building. Anybody want to take a guess as to how old the guy was who owned Phillips 66 when he died? Close, 92. The house right in front of that on the corner facing us, it's got the purple flowers on the bushes and the coconut trees and the white roof. Merv Griffin's old house. He had a talk show on TV, started Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. He also owned that great big resort in the Bahamas called Atlantis. Old-fashioned hamburgers. He used to work for Colonel Sanders of Kentucky Fried Chicken back in the early days, dreaming of his own restaurants. Later, with some help from Colonel Sanders, he got to start Wendy's, named after Wendy. Wendy's got the place now. She's not there very much, maybe about once or twice a year. The housekeepers have the better deal over there. Now, right next to Wendy, the big yellow place here on the corner, Andrew Heller and his wife moved in about 8 years ago. They just put it up for sale because they're going to get a divorce, unfortunately. Now, the unique feature of this house, look up top, you can see in the bathroom, and yes, we would see people in there all the time, never any curtains. Mrs. Heller did put the hedge up there to block it a little bit when she moved in, but before that it was well known for being totally wide open, which might explain the previous owner of this property. He was a plastic surgeon, probably proud of his work. Burger King started here in South Florida. So just like the streets everywhere else, here on the water in the Venice of America, we got Burger King here, Wendy's over there, and used to have Taco Bell up the river. Now right next to Burger King, there's a giant house with a whole bunch of palm trees out front, a long white dock, arches, and an orange roof. The Van Almens. What did the Van Almens do? L'Oreal. Property taxes up there. Man, not too bad. A little bit over $1,000 every day. Electric bill, $3,000 or $4,000 a month. A little bit more in December with all the Christmas lights they got. This was owned by a guy named Donald Sussman, New China Capital Management, Paloma Funds. And two houses ahead of this one on your right, you're going to see a White House coming up with dark tinted windows, some statues standing right in front of the house, and a pool out front. The trim over there used to be teal because that is the Miami Vice house. 8 episodes of Miami Vice were filmed here. This is owned by producer of the show, Michael Mann. Unique features of the Miami Vice House. Look up top. There's the gym. Middle window, motorcycle, bar, that is. To the left of that, white baby grand piano. But the coolest thing about the Miami Vice House is actually the pool. It starts outside and goes right on into the living room. Miami Vice. And next up on your right, you'll see the tan house on the corner by Tom Cruise. Oh, you guys are probably thinking of that Tom Cruise. Nope, this is Tom Cruise with a K. He's the guy who invented the hover-round scooter. It's also where they filmed part of the movie Any Given Sunday with Al Pacino. And just past that to your right, you're going to see a white square house with a chimney coming up the front of it. Before that was built 3 years ago, that's where Lucy and Desi Arnaz's place used to be forever. This guy is David McNeil. He's a recent billionaire spending money like it's going out of style. He built Desi, bought a property up in Palm Beach for $26 million, and he bought a yacht used for $80 million. How did he get rich so quick? Let me give you some hints. He sells floor mats, and the name of his yacht is just W. Weather Tech. Yep, that's the Weather Tech guy, David McNeil. So a logo, because if you've seen the movies The Grinch or maybe Apollo 13, in the credits, you'll see that logo, Imagine, because that is Ron Howard's production company. Ron Howard's boat, Opie's boat, is here today. Over on our left-hand side, you're going to see the Butterfly House, shaped like a butterfly and built Butterfly World that you can visit in Coconut Creek, North Fort Lauderdale. Now, major $1 million upgrade of the Swimming Hall of Fame, that's the brand new dive platform. It's now the tallest dive platform in the Western Hemisphere, over 90 feet tall. Now, roof and the rocks out front. Wait a minute, check it out. Right on the top of the rocks, right in the middle, there's a crocodile. See him with his tail up? I know, he's not moving much. He's been there. He's been there a long time. That is actually a logo from a shirt. The Lacoste people used to own that house. That's their logo. When they moved out, the Otis elevator people moved in and left the logo right there on the rocks. And on the next property, you'll see they're working on the yard. The trees on the corners by the water, those are Royal Poinciana trees. In the summertime, June, July, and August, they'll be bright orange red with beautiful flowers all over them. The tall trees back there are coconut palms. A lot of people say, I don't see a coconut. Well, that's because they make sure to cut them off, because at that height, if they fell on your head, they'd either knock you out or kill you. And to Farrah Fawcett. That is where their house used to be. They had to knock that one down, though. It had major faucet problems. No, we don't have writers. What can I do? Well, look at that tour. Hey, guys, thank you so much for cruising with us today on the Carrie B. Hope you enjoyed the...
Masyadong bright.